All right. Okay. 2010. I was in Petit Guave with a team. They went to Petit Guave to do surgery for people that are not available to pay for the surgery. But there was eyes surgery. And then when we got there, they have a triage room and the surgery room. So we went into the surgery room, and the doctor started, making surgery for the people. During the day, he was so tired, and he told me that, Jean-Claude, we need to go out, because he was so tired. And I said, okay, let's go out. So we went out. But in a few minutes, they called me in to the triage room just to translate for the other people. There were 6 of us as interpreters, but the 5 others were outside. They went to buy something. But I was there, just to make sure everything is okay. And they called me in, and I went in. In a few minutes, the ground shook. And I lift my eyes up because inside the building that I was, the roof was concrete roof. And I lift up my eyes to see the roof. And I did one step because I couldn't run. I did the one step, and I saw the building came down like that on my head and crushed me down. So while I was under the ground, everything on top of me, but nothing broke. Nothing broke. And I talked to God, and I said, because I couldn't see out, and no one, came to help us. But I used to see my cell phone always in my hand, texting people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hold it, and the cell phone was in my hand. And then when I was under the ground with my cell phone, I hold it in my hand. And I talked to God, and I said to God, God, are you going to leave me here where I'm at? And I heard a voice saying that you could do something. Imagine that you are under the ground and everything on top of you. What could you do? Nothing. And for the second time, and I said to God, God, I could do anything. And the voice kept saying, yes, you could do something. Now I tried. I did that, nothing. Tried to move my arms, nothing. And the third time, I said, God, there's no way for me. And the voice kept saying, yes, you could do something. And finally, I pulled my hand up. My arm, right arms, went out with the cell phone in it. And I did that. I waved it. But there were one of my good friends that was with me. And Paul is my nephew. And Paul said, Montas, Jenkins is alive, Jenkins is alive. I heard them saying that. And Joseph said, oh, really? Okay, so we're going to have to do something for Jean-Claude. And finally, what I did, I pulled my arm back in. And I put the cell phone on my leg. I couldn't see anything, but I just imagined what I'm doing. Put in it, and I pull my hand back again, out, and try to grab something, on top of my head. took something, throw away without knowing what I'm doing. And finally, my head got out. Now I could see. But now, all the rest of my body, all under the ground. And I just had this on me, under my head, out. And I called Montas. I said, Montas, I called Montas, Montas, could you help me? And I heard him say, yes. But on top of me, there was another big beam of concrete with wire in it, rebar in it. And so every time Montas trying to get in to help me, and the ground shook, and he went out. Because, we were very scared about that. This is the first time we faced this kind of situation. We never had this before. And finally Montas said, well, if I have to die with Jean-Claude, I'm going to die here. I have to help Jean-Claude. And he came in. He did the very fast. Tried to grab, everything, on top of my head, and the rest of what hold me that I couldn't move. But there was another rock, a big rock that hold my arm, and not my arm, so my leg, and I couldn't move my foot and my leg. And I told him, well, Montas, you know what? If you could move the rock that hold my leg, then I think I could move it, and then you could go out. Because, you know what? I didn't want him to die with me. I wanted him to go out. If something happened to me, then he could say, what happened. And Montas said, okay. So he did it, really. He took the rock, a big rock. He took it out. And now I could move my leg. And I said, Montas, okay, now I will do the rest. And he said, no, Jean-Claude, let me help you. I said, no, look on top of you. If the beam, fell down, so both of us going to die here. So I don't want that. So you get out, then let me do the rest. And he did the rest. He did that for me. And he went out. On his way going out, he saw another interpreter that was under the ground too, named Naomi. And he grabbed Naomi and put her out too. She had a big hole in her head, and she had her leg broken. But for me, I got out in a very small circle. Got out in a very small circle. When I got out, I told Montas, you know what? Now this is not the end, because we have other people under the ground. There were 6 American people, and 2 doctors and 2 nurses under the ground. And I told him, well, we need to find help for them too. Montas says, how are we going to help them? I said, well, we had to find something to do. And I went out to the people and told them to come to help us. They don't want. I went to the UN people. When I got there, and I told them that we have American people under the ground. They didn't speak English. They didn't speak Spanish. They didn't speak French. They couldn't understand me. They were Bangladesh. So, but I mentioned the word American under the ground. They heard the word American. I said American, and I did the sign language. And I put my finger in the direction where they should go, and they went there. When they got there, they saw many people around, but the people were afraid to get inside the building, because they think that they might get hurt. But those people that went there, and they took the 2 American people and the 2 nurses that were under the ground. They saved them. But the sad part of it is that I heard that one of the nurses died, because on the way going, they're trying to take them to Miami to help them, No, one died because the healthcare was very, you know, very difficult. Now we are out. We kept thinking now about our family back to Port-au-Prince. We wondered how they are doing. And I told Montas, you know what? How are we going to go to our home, to see if our family are alive? Because no transportation, no way to contact them, nothing. And finally, Montas said, okay, so let us ask the pastor, Pastor Maud, to see if she could help us. And we went to her, and she said that where her vehicle will not go out. But the team, they have two vehicles there, one for the team and the other one stay, and they have to take the rest of the people to Port-au-Prince because they have to leave the country.